Alright, I don't know how I look or if I can be heard very well because it's windy out and my vehicle just like makes a lot of noise. That's why I usually listen to music or something. But driving, spend time with my sister, my buddy, trying to get a house around here, helping him with a lot of different things that he needed to discuss and go over. He did a really good job of balancing, like, having a lot of different new things to learn and handle while also not being at home and just staying here for a little bit. I don't really know how I should hold this thing. Like, should I hold it like this? Would this be better? Of course. Of course, the thing that I have to make this easier is on my bed. The tripod thing would make this like a lot better. I already just drive with my left hand anyway, so it's not being precarious with how I drive or like dangerous or anything. But I can't pay attention to any angles or monitoring if it sounds good at all. Anyway, my buddy's doing good. He's pretty stressed out because it's like a lot more stuff than he thought with getting a home, and even though he makes a lot of money, like, he doesn't save it because most of the time when people have money, they end up spending it because that's the system that we're in. Gave him some advice on stuff. Played some Magic, watched some movies, had conversations. The cats were not bothered at all that he was there, so that was all good. I guess he like drags his feet because he's also like a huge person, like super tall and heavy. But like there's never these like tumbleweeds of hair, but there is like there was these last few days, so I didn't clean up before I left because most likely it's still just going to be in the position with like tables and chairs and stuff where it was. But when I get back, I'm gonna have to vacuum because I vacuum once a week, but like I guess there's way more cat hair in there and human hair, I guess, too, than I thought. Anyway, let's see. Thinking about this recording stuff every day. Thinking about helping my sister and also my ex-girlfriend every day. I was just looking into stuff for the cats, and they need a couple supplements. Did I talk about that the other day? I probably did. I have a different doctor's appointment for a different doctor each day, every day next week, and then 3 or 4 days next week, and then on one of those days, on like Thursday, I think I have this hiring event that I'm going to, and then Friday is another appointment. But so that's really good. Hone in on that stuff. I still have a day's worth of cereal and milk and sweet potato, avocado, peppers, spinach, honey. Yeah. And I'm gonna ask the doctor about checking with like some different things going on with my blood, because I was looking into it because sometimes I would just like get so, they would be insane cravings recently, and normally I'm never like hungry or full or anything, and it's not like I wasn't hungry, it was just like a craving for sweet stuff. And I've always liked just pretty much all food, but this has been happening a lot lately where at some point in the day I get that, and I think it has to do with my blood, so I'm gonna talk to the doctor about it the next couple days, whichever one is the primary coming up, and then get that checked out, see if I have something going on. And if it keeps happening, I'm just gonna switch to, I don't have any other like sweet stuff that I can even eat in the house. The only thing that I will have is, if that happens again, just one single scoop, not an ice cream scooper, just one like tablespoon size scoop of coffee ice cream. Coffee ice cream has become my favorite flavor, and so when I get a craving, I'm just gonna have one of those. And if, let's say, I'm out of the ice cream, which I'll probably just keep up with it like I do with all my other food, but if I'm out of it, or maybe at the start of the day, actually I'll probably have, I was gonna say with honey and like syrup, the raw variations of them, I'll probably just take like a little bit of both of those before doing anything at the gym with walking. And once I can start swimming, I don't know if I'm not gonna be able to swim for a while because of the incisions on my body from the surgery stuff, but driving over to my sister right now, gonna spend time with her and the pup, and going to, let's see, we're gonna go for a walk, hopefully just chat about normal stuff, because I don't want to stress her out with some major stuff that's going on with her. My mom said she's gonna be making corned beef in a couple days, so that'll be super good. That's probably like my favorite meat if it's done really well, which she always does. Whenever she makes it, like once or maybe twice a year at most. And then gonna continue with some of the One Piece stuff. Yeah, I have so many things I want to do with this. I need to get in a groove. I need to not. I hate saying I need, because it's like I'm pushing it off. You know what I mean? What I should be doing, should is also a word where you're pushing things off. But is like talking about One Piece. I've been watching it with one pace, which is better, but I'm watching it at 1.5 speed because it just flows significantly better. And then I just started Fishman Island. Definitely some interesting choices that they've made in these shows, in these like episodes. I would have cut down way more stuff if I was working on the one pace thing. My buddy that I'm staying with, because I'm staying with two of them, him and I talked for like probably like 2.5 hours around that, about One Piece stuff, Naruto stuff, a little bit of Bleach stuff, and then just in general like media, like old school movies and movies from like the 2000s before like 2016 or whatever, and how like there's a lot of like interesting movies, whether they be good or bad. There was a lot of good ones too, though, which seems kind of difficult to find sometimes now. But yeah, we had a really long conversation because there's like a lot of different things to talk about with One Piece, a lot of different things, But there's things having to do with like the story, taking the wheel of the boat. There's things how in the beginning of the show is very, very much more like character driven, and I think it's going to continue with that with Luffy, but all the different characters have like a lot of different they were all compelling with having complex personalities and their interactions, and it seems like they just watered that down a lot, but to focus on story, which is fine as long as like the middle chunk is the story, and then when it wraps back around it's more character driven again. That'd be awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna record another one either tonight or tomorrow, because I'm gonna be doing this every day. I gotta keep up with it, hold myself accountable, and that's it. Nothing else.